Get ready with me while we talk about my 107-pound Zepbound journey, weight gain, weight loss. Oh, by the way, all the stuff that I'm going to be using for my Get Ready With Me, I will link down in the description link below. I'm with my co-host, Mr. Freddie, and after being over 2 years on Zepbound, this is my experience, strength, and hope. Never medical advice. Along this Zepbound journey, for me, my opinions, a lot of them have changed over from the first year, the first 6 months to the first year, then from the first year to the second year. Like, I could not lift and weight train, and I can't show you guys my muscles. Sun's out, guns out, honey. I could not weight train my first year, not at all. Next, I'm gonna put on primer. This came from the FabFitFun box. I'll link my discount code below as well. It's a great primer. If you're looking for a new primer to try, it's Milk Hydrid. I absolutely want, and I'm saying the same advice to myself, literally 2+ years later, over 110 Zepbound, Manjaro, and Tirzepatide compound injections, and the combination of those is because of the shortage later, I'm still using that to my, of what works well for me. But for me, I need the ongoing, like a shower. I don't just take one shower a year. I have to take a daily shower to wash off the filth from the day, to get clean. And that's how I feel about mindset. And that's why I do a daily mindset show, is to reprogram my brain into being healthier. You know why? Because in this community, you know why I'm so passionate about weight training? Because people in this community weight train. You know why I'm so passionate about eating fruits, vegetables, high protein diet? Because the statistics and the data in our community tell us that that is the best for our bodies, of having high fiber to help keep Zepbound constipation off bay. And if it's too much constipation, or which, by the way, if you're having constipation, hello, Bioptimizer's magnesium, use the savings code QUEEN. It's linked down below. But if you're having blowout diarrhea, for me, I use Element electrolytes. I've got 8 free sticks linked down below, and also changing my food. For me, I could not continue to eat the same way I did. And in that comment, it mentioned no other life changes besides those 2 things. And so that's for me, being with love, grace, kindness, and compassion, pushing back of, okay, and then what else? If that is good for you, I want what's best for you, and I give you a big heart. But for me, that's not where it stopped. I wanted to keep going, which is why I've been learning about weight training, why I've been learning, there's so much to learn, right? And also, I'm not 75 years old. I'm in my 40s. I'm a mom. I've got an elementary school kid age. The Duke's trying out for soccer right now, travel soccer, so please pray for him. I keep checking my phone. My husband keeps texting me. I'm like, how's it going? I am very much in a different season than somebody who's retired. I'm actively in the peak of my career, hence the business suits back there and getting ready for another trip. That's why my house looks this way. And I know if Jimmy's watching, don't yell at me, Jimmy, that I didn't make my bed. Just trying to keep it together over here. By the way, this shirt, many of you guys asked about in my other video. I'll link that down in the description link below too. Next, let's go over to Zepbound weigh-in for this week. God's grace, somehow I got on L'Oreal's PR package list. Thanks, L'Oreal. I am humbled and honored. My weigh-in. So I have been, and I looked back because somebody asked in one of their comments, and they're basically like, you've been at the same weight. And I'm like, yeah, since February. February, I went down from was 106 to now pounds lost. So 106 Zepbounds down over 2+ years to 107 pounds down now. And that's what it still is. I didn't gain or lose this week. Why is that? I keep getting asked people, why is that? I feel like I keep answering this question. A couple of reasons why. And clearly my defense mechanism there is kicking in of like, whoa, I'm really working on not being emotionally reactive. And clearly there's still stuff that I'm working on, that I'm working with the therapist on, that I still get triggered about, like my weight. But hello, like I talk about it on a daily basis in front of thousands of people. So it should be a natural question for people to ask about my weight. But when it's not going in the direction in which I want it to, it's annoying to me, but it's not an annoying question, if that makes any sense. I have lost 107 pounds. And so that's February, March, April, and we're into the first third of May. So February, March. So in over 3 months, how many weeks is that? 4, 12, 13 weeks I've lost 1 pound. And you may say, dang, Elizabeth's a loser. And I would say, no, I'm not actually. I'm freaking amazing. You know why? A couple of reasons. One, I have about 15 to 20 pounds to get to my BMI weight that I should be at a healthy weight. So there's that, like getting closer to goal weight, it just takes longer data-wise. And you guys know I'm a data nerd, and statistically speaking, it's going to take longer. 2, GLP-1, I have been on it for over 2 years. And many of you are like, It's like the meanest, people don't mean it mean. I intave it so meanly. I'm like, I feel like I get pummeled when people say this. I want to know what you're doing so I don't do that. I'm like, I want to say the cuss word that I want to say. Well, it's S-H-I-T. Well, I'm working as hard. Like, one could not work harder on this, literally. Like, I don't, you want a vein? Like, okay, then don't. But the reason why it is the way that it is I need a higher medication, and there's no science for that yet. Once that happens and comes to be, I'm talking to my doctor again later today to see if there's something else. I could not go on metformin. And it's also, life has been stressful, so I had been stress eating too. So that's part of it. But because my husband worked for Homeland Security as a cybersecurity engineer and was one of the top in his field, and decided to leave as to what's going on within the federal government, not trying to talk politics at all, but that's literally what was going on behind the scenes. Incredibly stressful. So our health insurance has changed. Like, it's been crazy cuckoo pants on the back end. So it's three things. One, the weight's lower because of the weight loss has stopped because I'm so close to my goal weight. It is discouraging for me because so many of you have started with me and have hit your goal weight, have been in maintenance, and you've been on that for like a year, a half of a year, for a while. I love that you guys still stick around for me. I like, sometimes I don't feel worthy. I'm like, why are they staying and hanging out with me when I like feel like I keep not failing, because it's not failing. I am learning so much, but it's frustrating. It's so freaking frustrating. I look like a lunatic with like my eye makeup on, like half on. It's frustrating because I feel like I should be there and I'm not. And it's medically, part of it is I need a higher dose and there's just not. And that's part of it too. Whew, let me take a break for a minute and I'll come back. Logically, I can say why. I had to take a break. Logically, I can say why I'm stuck the way I'm stuck, why I haven't hit my goal weight yet. Logically, I can say that. Emotionally, I still have a hard time with that because I feel clearly like it's emotional. There's clearly so much work to be done. And for me, again, obesity is a wide spectrum disease. I've been on this medication for 2 years. It still hurts. And when I I also know, and I know this is not for like, I get tons of comments in a given day. Here, Instagram, Countess of Shopping, TikTok, Elizabeth Skordinsky TikTok, Pinterest, my blog, my email list, my Facebook page, my free encouragement Facebook page. Like, there's a lot of people to be in front of. And so of course it's going to lend itself to these questions of, why are you stuck at this weight? I get it. Like, I from a logical standpoint, I totally get that. From an emotional standpoint, I still have a reaction like the one I just had, of where I have to like, why are people still hanging around with me? Like, when I keep just staying here at this weight, I feel like I want to be in maintenance so bad. It's not that I don't want to. And I feel like people think I'm sitting around eating like potato chips and stuff. I'm like, no, do you know how hard yesterday I worked? Like, I tracked my calories. I was walking. I lifted weights. Like, I was a good mom. I was a good wife. I did stuff like, this is where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I know that I'm very frustrated and I don't want to stay at the same weight that I'm at. I do know that. I do know that I'm trying as hard as I can try, and that there needs to be a medication breakthrough for me to have the next level of breakthrough. Because on my end, I've done everything the last year of being on Zepbound, more than a year of being on Zepbound 15 milligrams, that one could do. And I'm still stuck here. And I have reached out to Eli Lilly, and I have researched and I have looked around about higher doses and testing. And some people tell me that, yeah, that there's testing going on, and then other people tell me that there's not. So I don't know at a higher dose. So I am the weight that I am. It's very annoying and it's frustrating when I feel like I'm doing everything I should be. And it's literally now a scientific thing of, I thought for sure I would be at a goal weight by now. I thought for sure I'd be, when I started this year, literally 5+ months ago when January hit, I'm like, there's no way that I won't be in out of plus size clothing. I still wear a size 14 pants, size 12, size 14. There's no way that I'll still be at that later on this year. But here we are. Here we are. I'm not going to spend this whole video talking about what I don't have. I'm going to focus in on what I do have. And what I do have is resources and patience that I am going to figure this out, that the solution is coming. And God didn't bring me this far to drop me, and that this is going to get solved. I will get to my goal weight this year. It's already taken longer than I wanted it to and where I thought it was going to, but I've also probably never would have weight trained the way that I weight train had it not been for this weight stall. I wouldn't have done the things that I've done had it not been for me being stuck at this goal weight, or this weight, not goal weight, but this weight. I'm gonna put on my new eyelash extensions, Pro Lash. So what is the future? What is the action plan for this week? The action plan for this week is to continue lifting 3 days a week, to walk every single day, 2 to 6 miles every single day, and then also make sure I'm in a calorie deficit. Like, that is it, point blank period, because those are the things that I can't control. I have no control over, ooh, that's the wrong one. I have no control over the next highest dose on Zepbound. But today I'm taking my power back. I'm reclaiming my power. If I could trade up, this is why I'm like, the data tells us that Zepbound 15 milligrams is king. And so if people are having a weight stall, I'm like, talk to your healthcare provider about titrating up. But if there was something beyond Zepbound 15 milligrams, I would be on it. I would be on it. And unfortunately, like, that's just where I am right now. And so I am reclaiming and taking back. But I've been stuck at this weight. My question is, if I continue to laser down on working out, lifting, and my diet, will that drop the weight this month for the rest of May going into June? Will that change of being razor clean? Because then later on this summer, I have vacations and stuff, and I'm not going to be this meticulous that I'm being right now. By the way, it's the ones I use. It's classic shorties. They're number 5 is what they're called. I'm not going to later on this summer be like on my vacation. I'm not going to be like, I am not compulsive, but I am very intentional about the calories that I'm having. And y'all have given me such great suggestions. The main one for me is eating in a protein diet, calorie deficit, getting fruits and vegetables. And how do I make that fun and exciting to do that day after day, day after day, day after day? Because I know I'm not alone on this. I know that I'm not alone on this, that there are other people out there like me who've not hit their goal weight, and they're at the highest dose. They're at Zepbound 15 milligrams. Most of you will get to the point of where you are, you hit your goal weight. And for me, it's been 2 years and I have not. And that is mentally taxing and frustrating, particularly since I've shared this, to not be where I want to be. But I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm not going to let that stop me. And I do know that I have encouraged thousands of people to lift weights and to work out and to work on their food issues and all of that. But it's hard for me not to get down on myself and frustrated. Like, why can I not freaking get to this goal weight? Why is this so difficult? Why is it? And then if I go down that path, that does not serve me. That does not help me. That does not serve me. And that certainly doesn't serve anybody that I'm trying to encourage. So I go back to what's the next loving and encouraging thing? Watching what I'm eating, and moving my body and staying in a calorie deficit. But that is quite difficult also with my world getting turned upside down, where my husband that I literally thought was going to be in his job until he retired and get a pension. And then now it's like, oh, you have no pension, you have no health care, you have none of this. Like, that is anxiety producing. And that certainly has thrown a wrench in my plans and my husband's too. My husband has his master's degree in cybersecurity. Brilliant man. And thank you so much for the people who have been to countessofshopping.com. That's what my husband, I recruited him to Countess of Shopping, to our family's business and our marketing firm. And so he's running the website right now. And he's doing a dang good job, I have to say. He's done, if you have seen it before, it was kind of a train wreck. Versus now, and many of you have said, and anybody who's left like an encouraging comment on YouTube, I've told him, I'm like, oh my gosh, so-and-so just said that the website looks good. So thank you for that. It's motivating for him to hear like what he's doing is helping, because some of y'all don't want to watch a 30-minute video. Some of y'all are like, just give me the quick down and dirty like bullet points. And so that's what his role is, of helping our community get things and get access to things. And also like my shopping list, for example, many of you are like, can you just give me your shopping list easily and make the links easier and things like that? Uh-oh, this is stuck. Uh-oh, we've got a problem. Warning, Houston. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, did I just rip out all my eyelashes on this video? Get ready with me while I rip out all my eyelashes. Kind of. Uh-oh. Hold please. Oh dear. Makes me think of the Blanche Devereaux where she's like, I was blinded by your beauty. And then she's like, I was not really blinded by your beauty. But the bottom line is, is it's going to work itself out. And I know that many of you are also in a similar position too, where you've had the rug pulled out from underneath you with your health insurance and this Caremark thing of like Caremark being like, we are no longer covering Zepbound at all, and how frustrating that is for so many of you. And you're in a similar boat that I am of like the stress of the unknown. To quote Elsa, into the unknown, into the unknown. We're from Frozen, you know what I'm saying? I know you guys love my karaoke sing. One of the other things I've really had to work hard on is tracking. I used to hate tracking. Now I've become really good about tracking. And that's one thing I'm super, super proud of, is that a track number grows, and how, not delusional, but in denial I was in terms of the calories that I was eating. I'm so proud that I've been tracking so well on MyFitnessPal, which is a free tracking, by the way. I'm so proud that I have been doing that, and that I have a realistic version of what I'm accurately eating, even if it's high some days. Like even when I was overeating with the stress, because I can't, some of you are like, how is that possible? I mean, I need a higher dose. What happens when you need to titrate up? The appetite suppression for me has lessened dramatically. I used to get so full, and that's simply just not the case for me anymore. If I have a lot, I can eat a lot more. Granted, I've worked on the tools. I've worked on the tools to make it so I don't eat as much as I used to a long time ago, but I can eat, honey can eat. And so keeping that in with, okay, I'm more hungry, eating more fruits and vegetables when I am hungry, and making sure I'm getting my protein for the day. Always, always, always for me, when I am crazy hungry, even when it's near like my cycle and things like that, and I'm using, by the way, heat protectant spray so I don't fry off all my hair. Always, it's not enough protein for me when I'm like crazy hungry. Then I have not hit my protein goals, and I'll immediately go downstairs and get a Bioptimizer's Protein Breakthrough or a Clean Simple Eats protein shake. And that makes a huge difference on my appetite suppression. And so my hope is this month, while I track this, if I can stay in, when I stay in my calorie deficit with this protein, the high protein, and with the level of working out that I'm doing, that now my calorie deficit matches the level of workouts that I was doing, because I was so hungry before. It was just because I wasn't eating enough calories. Now that I'm eating the right number of calories while I'm working out, will that then lead to just a pound a week? Literally, like, that's what I want, is simply just a pound a week. I'm not looking to like, and if this takes another, it's going to take more months, okay, but at least it's movement on the scale. It's so frustrating to look back and be like, oh, since February, I've lost 1 pound over the last three months and 1 week. And so that is, I'm trying to take the victories where I can, of where's my personal responsibility and where it's not. I've had a recent blood panel. I always say this to you guys too. If you're in a weight stall, have you had a recent blood panel? I have had a blood panel. My blood work's awesome. My blood work is amazing. I've actually decreased a bunch of my medications, so that's amazing. But I know, and I don't feel like I look bad in terms of my weight loss. Now it's just in terms of, I don't want to be overweight, because I know that being overweight's that's not good. That's not healthy for me. And what's the next healthiest thing for me? Right? Like, I don't want to be overweight. That's literally that's not good. So I want to get in a healthy weight range. And I know BMI, by the way, it has its own flaws. I fully understand that and recognize that, but that's the metric in which I have right now. I am going to get additional testing done, another DEXA scan done to check my bones. They were really good last time, and my muscles and all, like the muscle part of it. And I did that last time. It was when I was at my mammogram. I had that done. So, gosh, eye hurts. Ooh, it feels like I got something in it when I did the eyelash. The other thing that has been huge for me is that, and this is the other thing that my husband keeps reminding me, while I'm so frustrated with my Zepbound weigh-in, one of the things that I'm so proud of, and my husband said, and he's reminded me because he's known me since I was 18 years old at a keg stand at James Madison University. He's known me on every single diet I've been on since like elementary. I mean, when he met me when I was 18, was that I haven't gained the weight back. And he keeps reminding me, he's like, Elizabeth, you gain weight back on every single other diet I've known you to be on. Every single diet. And the fact that you haven't gained weight on, like you haven't gained it back, is a miracle. Like literally, that's the power of science, and also you working hard, but also the power of science that this medication works. And so I'm leaning into that too. That's a very good point, that I haven't gained the weight back, and that it has stayed off. From this time to last year, like I keep getting on my phone, it pops up photo memories, and obviously like I film stuff, so I have a ton of photos and a ton of videos. filming stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, like I have lost a lot of weight. Last year when I wore that skirt for the first time, the first time on a roller coaster, oh my gosh, I look different now than I do last year. I'm athletically more, like I can walk so much further, I can lift so much more. And so those are the non-scale victories in which I'm leaning into that are keeping me going. And not that I'm going anywhere. I will get to my goal weight. Like I will. I'm one of those people that if I set my mind to it, I'm going to do it. Like I will do it. But, in the in-between, it's frustrating. And particularly when life hits with having a family member who wasn't been in and out of the hospital with colon cancer related stuff, and then having my husband's job switch and that like, but I know I'm not unique in that so many of you have been through similar, very stressful things too. This has not been, for me, it has been a stressful season. And recognizing that, and that's also okay, that's life. That's also life. And so if I can lose weight during this stressful season, watch out when it's come. Like that's where my husband also has been reminding me too. So if you're going through a stressful season and you're making progress, just remind yourself, just wait until it's not crazy busy. Like that's very exciting. And that gives me hope for the future, that when things do calm down, I'm going to hit it like a sledgehammer. So back to the comments of where people are like, I don't want to do it the way they do, whatever you've been doing that's not, I want to make sure I avoid that, is some people may just be in my bucket. And I always talk about the 4 different buckets. There's hyper responders, there's hypo responders, there's normal responders, and then there's non-responders. I lost a lot of weight at the very beginning and quickly. I was very motivated and the medication, like it was incredible. And it's just not been incredible the last few months for me. And that is, I attribute most of that to medication. Most of it's medication. I don't know if you heard about that one influencer who she was selling weight loss courses or weight loss stuff. And she came out that she lost all this weight because she was just on a GLP-1 and she didn't tell anybody that she was on a GLP-1. She was selling like a weight loss course. And that's, I don't know. I don't know the whole detail. I never followed that person because I don't follow other GLP-1 creators really. And that I don't follow them because I don't want people to accuse me of copying anything. I want to do my own content. Except for like PCOS-CM and Amy, who was on Oprah with, and Bariatric Breastfeed. But other than that, I don't really follow anybody else. But I digress. The point in which I'm trying to make is that this medication works. And that's why, that creator lost a ton of weight because the medication works. And also the tools in which she was doing. And no shade and no judgment on like, whatever, you do you to that creator. Like you do you, lady. I'd rather be like fully forthright, like whatever. But the medication works. It does, particularly with having such disordered eating now to having much better way of eating. And I'm still working on all of that. I still work with a therapist. I'm still working on all of those things. That does not absolve me from having to work on my mindset stuff either. That is an ongoing basis for it. And try not to have such emotional reaction. And part of it, I'm like, am I going through perimenopause? I think I am. So I need to see a menopause specialist, I think, to learn more about, is it HRT? Is that hormone replacement therapy? I need to look into that. I need to look into like science-based, you guys know I'm like science-based stuff that relates back to hormone replacement therapy because I don't know. And I'm like, maybe I need some hormones. Maybe I need some estrogen up in here. I feel like that looks cute. I can't really tell in this lighting. Is that cute or not? I can't tell. I feel like, yes. Okay, I'm gonna let it like sit for a minute and then I'm gonna like brush it out. So my sweet friends, I hope that this video has given you an honest appraisal of what's going on and also hopefully some encouragement too. Keep going, don't quit, don't stop. Solutions are coming. And the medication, it really does. I have such compassion for people who are non-responders or that the medication, you just feel like, oh, why is it not going as fast as other people? And that's where I go back to comparison is the thief of joy and not to look at other people's journeys. Because for me, it really does mess mentally. I'm like, it messes with my wellness because then I compare myself out of like I'm not doing as well or why can't I lose this last little bit of weight. And many of you have also said that maybe this is my set point, like maybe this is just where my body is and wants to be, and maybe it is, But this is where I'm like, but I don't think so, because it's overweight. And I feel like my body does not want to be overweight. He's gonna freak out now. He's a good watchdog. I know everything that's going on outside of my house. Still lots of question marks, but also lots of periods too. The periods this week of what I'm working on. Finding fruits and vegetables I absolutely love. I went to Wegmans. If you didn't see my grocery haul, make sure you go watch that video. So many awesome, amazing foods that I'm really pumped about to stay in a calorie deficit. 2, I'm gonna keep weighing daily because that helps keep me accountable. 3, gonna keep weight training, lifting. I've switched over into a weight training video that I do 6 days a week, but it has weight training in it. So it's only 3 days a week of weight training, but I'm lifting and working out with that video. It's from Beachbody. Beachbody. It's the beginner's course, but it's really not beginners. I am so sore last night. It's awesome. So I'm doing that. And I'm also walking the dogs and continuing keeping this a focus, because when I don't keep it a focus, that's when I get into trouble. And mitigating stress. That's the other thing. If you're going through a stressful season, for me, mitigating stress, praying, hang out with my family, focusing on positivity, focusing on my mindset. And this too shall pass. This is not permanent. All this stuff is not permanent. And I have another day on this planet. So what can I do to make a difference for myself and for other people? And so if you are in a season of where it's challenging right now, know that I love you. I am praying for you. Our emoji of the day today is going to be a cat. Many of you, I did it previously when Mr. Freddy was in our last video, a dog emoji, and you're like, what about the cats? So today's emoji is a cat, and I do emojis of the day to get to know you better because I care. So 1, it helps me to see your name over and over and over again. And 2, I'll pray over you. It's like our bat signal. If you don't believe in prayer, I'll uplift you in positive thought. All are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table. And my sweet friends, your accountability question, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? I want to celebrate your wins. I want to celebrate your victories, but also if it's challenging, tell me the challenge, but I want to hear the solution too. We're not just going to complain and boo-hoo-hoo whine. We're going to also give solutions. We can boo-hoo-hoo whine, but we need to give solutions with it too. So my sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.